Hello everyone. Welcome to another streamcast here. Bit of a late start, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Having some issues with my stream client here. Regardless, looking at the teams here, we have VALOR versus, I'm not quite sure who the other team is. Looking at Team Spirit, and I'm not quite sure, but maybe it's just Team Spirit. He is on a team called Boss Gaming, but I'm just going to go with BnSS for now. Just because of, well, their tag currently. Sorry, there wasn't much forewarning to the stream. Very quick streamcast setup here. Having some issues with my spectator client. Just really had to get those things worked out before I could start. Regardless, getting into it now, VALOR did claim pistol round there while I was working on getting myself set up. But here we are. It looks like VALOR is on offense here. They did pick up a round already while I wasn't looking. BnSS currently holding down point. VALOR going for a quick push here, meta push here on to B site, going for droning. We do have wall being blown here with another static. Two statics actually down here on the point. Looks like we did have Smokey as well as George Droid and Jinx. A lot of people inside the point. Two incendiaries going down with Red taking out George Droid. Smokey going down a lot of health, unfortunately. Taking a lot of damage with Crimson on a lean peak, also taking him out. Some great play spacing there from Jinx, unfortunately getting taken out there by Wound. Now just Team Spirit roaming down the stairs, having only a Spectral. Shino is on flank watch. Does get the info peek off there. Team Spirit trying to get a great grenade off, not able to get any hits. Looks like we do have Team Spirit just rotating around, trying to escape. Maybe trying to just get the pick off if they do follow him upstairs. We'll see if they do. In fact, looks like Shino is hoping to push straight up and get the kill off. Wounds taking out Mr. Oriflighty and trying to take out another person, but Shino does get the kill off on that last BnSS member. Looking at these two teams, I'm a bit flustered here. You know, I did have my spectator client just messing up just a little bit there, so I'm glad I got that worked out. Sorry to just, you know, drop everyone who's watching now, you know, into the middle of an Arctic match here. It looks like VALOR is now up to winning pistol round and second. Now on third round here, going for pretty aggressive buys, going straight into rifles other than Red, who sticks with an Omen. Meanwhile, over on BnSS, they're trying to scrounge together anything they can, getting some SMGs, a Knut, a Cadillo, and an Aril. You don't see the Cadillo very much in competitive play as of late. Not quite sure what they're going for here. Let's see. Looks like we do have Crimson and Wound looking to push through onto Jim. George Droid having his back turned here might be pretty bad if Crimson chooses to just go straight in. George Droid one-handing here with a Knut. Actually, with an Huracan. Mr. Oriflighty taking down Jinx by Isha with a Vezin. Wound getting taking out. Oh my goodness, a lot of quick kills there. Everyone was outside the point. I didn't even notice. BnSS were all roaming beneath the hatch, in theater, and green hallway. VALOR immediately just winning. Suddenly up 3 here. Able to full buy very handily. BnSS just pretty much on the back foot in all aspects here. VALOR looking to maybe just clean sweep this. Bit of a late scrim here. So maybe just picking up whoever they can. Maybe BnSS were just looking for a scrim. Not quite sure what the team is. Maybe they're doing some tryouts here. I don't have a lot of information on this team. Looks like VALOR is going to be going forward, just a meta downstairs B push again. Team Spirit will be guarding it from outside with a Knut. Mr. Oriflighty is upstairs on a pixel walk. Looks like we will have 2 drones coming out here from Shino, maybe trying to drone out Isha, who's upstairs. He's rotating around now. Looking at the droning style here, they are droning in people. It does get flashed, unfortunately. Watching that backside. Team Spirit with the Knut does get taken out. Mr. Aura Flighty takes out Uncle Bo with a grenade. Smokey just choosing to wave at the drone rather than shoot it out. Feeling pretty confident with that Knut. Dropping the Bezin for the Knut and getting taken out here. Now it's just Jinxed by Isha. Will Valor watch the flank? Shino is on flank watch with Crimson watching it as well. Valor now up 4. It's really just a clean sweeper from Valor so far. It's messing around a little bit. A lot of TKing here from Valor. You know, you have to wonder what the morale is over there in BnSS. Just kind of getting stomped here by Valor so far, but maybe they'll get their, you know, pick up their stride here and get some good rounds off. Valor going for another full buy, pretty well able to do it. BnSS on the back foot still on economy, just trying to claw any rounds they can off. If they get 1 round off, that'll be, you know, good for me. I feel like, you know, pulling a round off of a Valor 4-stack plus, I believe, a tryout. It's a tough prospect, especially from a team who looks to be pretty unknown in the community. I do see some members that I've seen before, but not much else. Looking at the push here, looks like Valor is just going to be going for a standard B push. Checking all of their angles here, wall banging, just trying to get anyone down. We have Smokey as well as Uncle Bo both on the same box. Team Spirit stuck in the corner here, inside the smoke, not able to see too much. Does have an Huracan trying to take anyone out. It goes through the wall. Smokey just pushing straight out, getting killed immediately. Almost getting the kill off on Mr. Aura Flighty. Wound checking flank, not able to see anyone. Crimson taking out Team Spirit through the smoke. Great trips there as Team Spirit takes out Red from beyond the grave, I believe. Crimson going for a fake plant here. Getting taken out maybe by George Droid. Does actually take out George Droid along with Jinxed by Isha in the connector. Crimson, you know, a bunch of TKing happening around Valor. Or Flighty, the only one left alive, shooting his teammates' bodies. I'm glad he's shooting his teammates and not his enemies. That'd be a rough thing. You know, up 5, shooting the bodies. Just really rubbing it in their face, I feel. Looking at the scores here, we do have Aura Flighty going 7-2 with Crimson going 7-4, even with all the TK. Most of these Valor players doing pretty well. BnSS, for being thrown in a scrim against Valor members, playing very well. You know, almost getting some of these rounds off. I just feel like if they can just get their feet under them, they'll do very well for themselves. Looks like they are going to be going for a roam here, but I feel like with Valor, you know, flanking is not going to work out too well. They do have some pretty dedicated flank watchers as long as they don't go down. Looks like we do have Red with EMP on the other side of the building. Going for a full buy here from Valor, and BnSS buying as much as they can, really. They don't have the money for a full buy. Valor might be pushing in on A here, actually. Looks like a drone here from Shino. On the A staircase, checking the flank here. There's actually no one here on A. Wound does take out Smokey from the hatch. Jinxed by Isha waiting very patiently on the kitchen vent here. I'm surprised Valor hasn't opened it up just to check to see if anyone's there. See if Aura Flighty gets a great flick off there on Jinxed by Isha, who does not able to get off. Aura Flighty also kills Uncle Bo, who is in the kitchen as well. Team Spirit trying to info peek here, gets taken down by Wound, actually, and Aura Flighty takes down George Droid. Valor now up 6. Aura Flighty, you know, reveling in the victory a little bit here. Maybe rubbing it in their face. I don't know, I just... Oh, an all Taurus play here from Valor, clearly. Extremely confident about this pistol round, which may be messing around since it's so late at night for a scrim. I feel like 10:30, bit of a rough time to scrim. Looks like BnSS going for all Spectrals, very respectable loadout here. George Droid has a drone here. Crimson is going to be in the point. All of them holding down a Taurus. We'll see how these Taurus plays go off. I think we'll follow Crimson here, maybe with the Taurus. We'll see how it works out. No one on A point so far. They don't hear any sound cues, but they're probably all not really caring, having lasers on their Tauruses. I'm surprised they aren't listening for any sound cues here. Wound is going outside, seeing if there's anyone there. BnSS free to push in towards the point. We have a drone here from George Droid trying to just clear the path. Crimson pushing towards A. Shino trying to get some kills off, but that Taurus just not able to get it off. Hip firing a Taurus here. Red gets a great Taurus kill off. Shino and Red get killed there by Jinx by Isha. George Droid takes out Crimson. Suddenly, it's just Wound and Aura Flighty roaming outside the point, trying to get some kills off here. Trying to get some info peeks. Aura Flighty and Wound both one-handing the Taurus. Aura Flighty gets a great kill off. Wound gets another kill off on Uncle Bo. Wound gets another kill off there on Jinx by Isha. Suddenly a 1v1. Smokey coming through the vent with Wound. Trying to 360. Trying to 360 Smokey there. Smokey shooting the body. Down 5 rounds. So, I mean, they're happy to get what they can get. I'm glad they did claim a round there off of VALOR. VALOR maybe going for another Taurus buy here. Meanwhile, over on BnSS, they are getting a Knut. 2 Knuts, actually, and an Omen. Unfortunately, that Taurus buy is not paying off for VALOR, but very funny buy there for pistol round. Nearly getting it off as well. If Wound hadn't tried to go for that 360 on Smokey, he might have gotten that off. Would have been a great clip if he got it off, though. Looks like BnSS is going to be going for an off-meta push. Meanwhile, VALOR all holding the meta on hatch. They're not hearing any sound cues here. I'm surprised they aren't going over to the other side. Looks like they haven't really realized anyone's going to come on the other side. I don't think they even have any traps up over on the other side. Looks like we do have BnSS looking to push straight through towards A. Crimson throwing a smoke out. One-way smoke there. Trying to just really get this off. Up front here. Missing 3 of his shots there. Team Spirit taking out Crimson and Red before getting taken out by Wound. George Droid taking out Wound with that Viper. Suddenly, Shino alone on a 1v3 here. Top floor trying to guard this window. Not realizing there's no one there. George Droid looking to foam the wall here. Uncle Bo looking to push through and plant. Shino not guarding the plant. He's planting right there. It does take him down. They now know what room he's in. Shino climbing outside. Might get taken out by George Droid here. And he does. George Droid gets the Viper kill off. Will BnSS plant to get more money? Looks like they will not. Might have worked out for them if they did. Jinx by Isha takes out George Droid. Alright, VALOR now going for Taurus and Knut, it seems. They may just be doing, just some messing around here. Over on BnSS, they are trying to claim some rounds, get some Vipers, some Knuts, and a Vezin as well as a Marui here. Well, trying to just get these rounds off. Looking at the score here, Aura Flighty having a 3.0 KD with Wound, not far behind in a 2.0. Tailing off from there. George Droid at 8-8, very respectable against VALOR right now. Trying to claim these rounds off. Shino upstairs on a roam, blocking off the hatch, maybe deciding to focus up and just get this map off rather than letting them get it. Looks like BnSS going for the off-meta push onto the back of A. No one here to see Team Spirit wave his hands through the door. BnSS probably just going to get into A uncontested here. Thanks by Isha up front. Might get triple pushed here by Red and Crimson, as well as wound. Yep, these players are just fully into the A point. Or Flighty gets taken out there by Uncle Bo. Jinx by Isha, contending with 3 players on this front hallway. Bo Mingle taking out a player on that point. Jinx by Isha getting naded out there. Getting pushed by Red. Does not get taken down. EMP is planted on the point. VALOR down to 2 players. With one of them holding a Knut on this angle. It's a very rough angle to hold a Knut on. But people do have to push him there. Crimson's taken out by a Knut shot there from Smokey. Shino does take down Isha. And it looks like he's going to be rotating back to the stairs here to see if he gets peeked by George Droid. We'll see how this goes down. Looks like they will just be trying to push up. Team Spirit trying to bait out the peek here. And he does get the flick off there on Shino. VALOR 6-3 here on Arctic. We'll see if they, decide to just go to overtime. BnSS only has to mess up once, really, for VALOR to win. VALOR knows it. Looks like they were, maybe fully focusing, not fully focusing, but focusing quite a bit on those first 6 rounds, then deciding to back off a little bit and enjoy themselves on the back 6. Looks like BnSS is going to be going for an off-meta into Kitchen. Solely going for off-meta pushes has been working out for them so far. We do have Wound and Shino here on A. Shino actually going for a Vezin. Looks like maybe these VALOR players deciding to focus up a little bit. They do have 3 Knuts and a Rill and a Vezin. We'll see how it works out for them. We do have Red in the kitchen here, practicing his play spaces maybe a little bit. Not realizing there are 5 players right outside the building from him. Crimson holding a Knut down. Not something I would usually see him holding. Hopefully that works out for him. Looks like we do have all of these players on the kitchen. Red hearing them push through. He does have an Arill. Crimson does take out Smokey immediately through the vent. Trying to get another kill. Shino takes out Jinx. Wound takes out Uncle Bo. Team Spirit might get climbed out on here. He does get onto the roof. He stims as well. All these VALOR players scattering like ants trying to get him. Team Spirit coming down the side here, knowing he can push straight in and get EMP, or a Flighty running through and getting the kill off. VALOR getting a flawless round there, going 7-3 on Arctic. Looking at the final scores, or Flighty going 13-5, Wound going 10-6, Crimson going 8-8, Red 5-6, Shino going 6-5, mirrored there. Red actually going negative. I'm sure they'll be teasing him about that. BnSS, very respectable scores going on. They played very well against VALOR stack here. I'm glad they haven't, just given up. A lot of teams would. What this feels like right now is almost a VALOR stack against maybe a comp lineup where, these players know how to work together pretty well, but they aren't fully synchronized, I would say. There's just not a ton of teamwork between them, I would say. Looks like second map has been voted on here. We'll see what they pick. I will say in the lull here, thank you all, 45 followers. I'm nearly at 50, nearly to affiliate. I'm so glad to have you all here. Thank you so much for tuning in. And, I hope you all stick around. Looks like second map is going to be Hideout. One of VALOR's worst maps here. They've banned it most of the time in Season 3, so maybe they're trying to get their come up here. BnSS has a better chance of winning this, I would say, than they did on Arctic. Looks like VALOR is not actually going for a full Taurus spread. They will instead be going for a bit of a spread of guns here, actually, with Red going for a Cyclone, everyone else going for Taurus. Maybe he will get pure pressured into a Taurus here. Meanwhile, over on BnSS, going for most likely all Spectrals. We do have 2 of their players not holding a Spectral right now, but most likely just because they are AFK. Have Aura Flighty, Wound, and Red. Red looks like he was pure pressured into getting a Taurus. All in Garage, other than Shino, who's over in Theater. Looking to just deny entry completely to BnSS, if I had to guess. Here we go. On Garage, going to set up in the corner here and watch this all go down. Wound getting taken down by Uncle Bo Mingle. Trying to get some peeks off here. Team Spirit taking himself out with a grenade. Jinx taking out Crimson with Flighty taking out Jinxed. 2 of Red trying to get some peeks off upstairs, not able to get it off. Or Flighty does take out Smokey after a few missed shots. George Droid with some great picks off there. Getting Red as well. Shino now alone with that Taurus. Facing 2 Spectrals is a tough prospect here. We'll see if he can get it off. They now know he's in Garage, so they can go for Rotate if they want to. Shino, unfortunately, missing the headshot there. They still know he's in Garage. They don't have any util to get him out other than Drone. Gets a great flick there on Uncle Bo Mingle. Suddenly, a 1v1 here. George Droid priming a drone. Shino running up with his gun down into the corner. Getting some info peeks off here. Missing the shot completely now at 1 health. Does get the flick off! A great shot there from Shino. I didn't think that was going to hit. He was at 2 health. Shino getting a 2K, or Flighty also getting a 2K, with Team Spirit TKing himself. Looks like Valor up 1 here on Hideout Defense. Getting a great, entry denial. I don't think BnSS was even able to really enter the building that much. Maybe 2 steps, if that. Looks like Valor's going for a Cadillo, or Flighty going for a Cadillo. Still another unusual choice, along with Red also going for a Cadillo. Not seeing that too much recently in competitive play, so we'll see how this works out for them. I'm excited to see if it goes well. Looks like we do have George Droid passing off the EMP to Smokey. Valor looking to roam, actually. All of them roaming out here by A, none of them by B. They might blow hatch here. BnSS could blow hatch towards B. Red is going to be here to respond. He does have a Cadillo on the long angle. Jinx by Isha looking to push towards the balcony here. Crimson ready and waiting on balcony to take out any player who sits on it. Jinx by Isha climbing straight in. Crimson getting taken out there by Jinx by Isha. Red looking to punish. Red does get the kill off behind the box. And Flash there, not able to take anyone out. Smokey, as well as Uncle Bo, looking to push around to the back hallway. Might get met by Aura Flighty with that shotgun, with that Cadillo, sorry, does take out Smokey. Do have Aura Flighty rotating directly outside of the point, taking out Uncle Bo as well. Team Spirit looking to punish anyone who rotates back through. Aura Flighty just barely missing George Droid. Does take out George Droid as well, I believe having a 3K now. Team Spirit, the only one left alive up on the skylight. Aura Flighty probably going to get TK'd here by his team. Meanwhile, Team Spirit trying to get anyone rotating back into B. Tough way to go here. Hearing the shots off in living room, does get taken down there by Red. Not able to capitalize off the TK. Valor now up 2 here on Hideout, heading into 3rd round, setting themselves up very well economy-wise. Meanwhile, BnSS down economy-wise, still only really able to get SMGs and shotguns, not much else. I'm hoping they're able to get this off, however. I didn't even realize how quick those rounds were on Arctic. We barely got past the 20-minute mark, even. Looks like we do have Valor holding downstairs A. Meanwhile, Shino actually roaming with the Taurus up here in Garage, maybe hoping to let some players just walk straight past him. If he doesn't, there are no drones here from BnSS, so there's a pretty high chance of him just being able to get straight through. Unless his feet were seen. Thanks by Isha and George Droid both. Right outside. Shino may be looking to quickly rotate out rather than waiting for them to come to him. Red up on the balcony, not seeing anyone, down by that B wall. Team Spirit repelling up. Jinx by Isha gets a great kill there on Red. We have two players over on Wine Cellar. Smokey takes out Wound with the Knut there. Suddenly, A is under their control. Or Flighty gets a great one handoff there on both Uncle Bo and Smokey. In response to the Knut as well. Crazy shots there. Team Spirit over by A. Suddenly, Team Spirit and George Droid split up. George Droid rotating upstairs, actually opting to not grab the EMP, surprisingly. Maybe just choosing not to grab it rather than forgetting it. Crimson waiting very patiently downstairs. He does not get flashed or hit by that grenade, so maybe Team Spirit thinks there is no one there. He'll be horribly surprised if he does come through this door, however. Crimson just needs to patiently wait here, and he can get it off. If Team Spirit tries to walk through this door, as long as Crimson is patient here, he can get the kill off. Ooh, he almost loses it there. Team Spirit almost sees him. Team Spirit none the wiser. There's someone here, but probably thinking there's someone up on the bench, not really. The Crimson is just waiting right here on the door. Team Spirit looking to push up, or a Flighty pushing straight outside, taking down George Droid. George Droid looking to rotate in. Crimson! Oh no! Crimson trying to shoot him. Chino does get the Taurus kill off on George Droid, but Crimson waiting there for so long with the Knut, unfortunately shooting directly through George. Oh, what a heartbreaker on that shot. Oh no. He waited for so long on that door and just didn't get it off. That is rough. Looking over at BnSS here, they are getting their feet under them economy-wise. 4 rifles, 1 Knut. Meanwhile, Valor nearly mirroring that with 3 Knuts, 1 Vezin, and then a Cadillo, sorry. Valor up 3, looking at the KD here, or Flighty at 8-3, with Shino at 3-0. Jinx by Isha, 3-3. George Droid at 4-3. Well done to BnSS for holding their own here, nearly getting some of these rounds off, just barely not able to clutch it up. Looks like we have a 5-person roam here from Valor. Looking just full peek their spawn, maybe. Oh, they're all looking at TK Red, I see. And now, now they're pushing back down into the building, realizing there are players here. Jinx by Isha taking out Shino. Looks like Red was just the odd one out there. Crimson getting some hits off on Isha, pushing down towards the point. A really bad incendiary there. Crimson hearing Team Spirit pushing up to him, smoking it out. Team Spirit not realizing he's right there. Crimson does get the Knut off. Trying to push through and get another kill on the player downstairs. He unfortunately just isn't able to get the flick. Or Flighty and Wound pushing up together. Power of friendship here. Up the stairs, George Droid none the wiser. There are 2 people sitting here. Wound missing 2 of his Knut shots there, but does get the kill off. Wound does kill Aura Flighty on his way out. On 3 health. 3 health in a dream. 1 health for each of these players, but he does get killed by Smokey. Valor 3-1 here on Hideout. Some good rounds off. Looks like we do have Valor going for a bit more a bye here with a Knut, a Vezin, and a Maruri, along with another Knut. Meanwhile, BnSS trying to continue their momentum, using a good bit of their money here, trying to just claw some rounds off of VALOR. And I hope it works out for them. You know, it'd be nice to see BnSS get some good plays off here. Looks like we do have Flighty planning to just go for a straight laundry room peek, but I'm not sure what he's hoping to accomplish here with the Knut. Gonna be a rough ask. Red seems to have been maybe given a gun. Looks like BnSS passing their guns over to VALOR. Or Flighty may try to just jump straight out this window, but it's gonna be an interesting thing to watch here. He's waiting on the window. Like, climbing straight out, doesn't get the kill off. Unfortunately, he was just too far away. Smokey pushing straight through, getting flashed. Team Spirit inside. Wound gets the kill off. A static going outside the building. Smokey getting almost killed by the static. Crimson taking out Smokey with an incendiary. Jinxed upstairs, getting pushed by Red. Red does get the kill off. VALOR now 4-1 here. Switch round. Both teams, you know, having pretty good economy. Looks like we, unfortunately, have BnSS just down some money here. Having to really scrape and scrounge to get any rifles or any utility, really. Meanwhile, VALOR going into this pretty confidently with it. Looks like a full buy. Looks like we will have VALOR holding this A side again. Both Wound and Flighty waiting here, holding a static from Flighty. But unfortunately, it looks like there will actually be no one coming through here. It looks like BnSS is going to be going for a shower push, maybe, with only Shino in the point. Now knowing there are people on shower. Team Spirit, George Droid, both forming up on the window. With Shino actually rotating out of the point. It may look to reclaim. The rest of VALOR waiting outside. Pushing straight out on the balcony, seeing no one. BnSS looking to push straight into the point. Shino none the wiser. Does throw on an instant. Team Spirit gets taken out. George Droid almost gets taken out. Gets him to the point, but gets taken out immediately by Wound. Wound also takes out Uncle Bo on the window. Jinx Isha does take out Red from downstairs. Crimson going for a quick incendiary. Does not get any hits off. Jinx Isha alone with Smokey on that window. Flighty tries to get the lean out, but Smokey punishes the lean. Does get it off. Jinx Isha trying to bait out a push here from Wound. Wound tries to get some info peeks off here to know where Jinxed is. Crimson now knows Jinxed is downstairs. Smokey takes out Shino on the lean as well. Wound tries to push out. Crimson now alone. Almost gets taken out there by Jinxed. With Smokey free to push in. Crimson now waiting by the front door, hoping Jinx is going to push him, but it looks like Smokey is actually going to push Crimson, maybe. Smokey does not have EMP. Looks like Jinx trying to get some blind fires off here. Maybe he'll drop. Maybe Crimson will get lucky if he drops. Setting off the procs there. Crimson going for a very ambitious peek here. He does drop. He does not push Crimson, however. Looks like he's going for the EMP. Might get pushed from behind here. Smokey and Jinxed both right here. Jinx might get killed here. Does get killed here. Sorry, Smokey gets killed there by Crimson. Crimson able to stim. Now has the upper hand. Health-wise, Jinx does have a drone. Looks to be going towards the back of B rather than heading to A. He does have the health advantage now. Crimson has the health advantage with that Knut. And also, Isha is now on the clock. Crimson is in the point with him. Isha looking to plant. Watching the connector. Crimson nearly fumbles. If Isha had their gun up, Crimson may have lost that. He missed his first Knut shot, mostly, and Isha didn't die. Luckily, Isha did not have his gun up. VALOR up 5. Sorry, up 4. Heading into this round after switch. Maybe they'll get 5-1 cursed here. It looks like they will be going for just a standard pistol round. Team Spirit going for some cheeky trips here on the garage door. Probably getting seen almost immediately by VALOR if they do drone it out. Looks like we do have a lot of Cyclones coming out here from BnSS. Maybe messing around a little bit with what they have. Looks like George Droid, Jinx by Isha, and Team Spirit all going for a Cyclone with just Smokey and Uncle Bo going for a Spectral. Looks like a full team roam, taking a page out of VALOR's book here. If they push straight in, they've been taken out by the trips. It's a massacre here for VALOR. Red takes out 2 of these players, having to 1v5. Does get taken out there by George Droid. VALOR pushes into garage. Dies immediately on the push. Well done there from BnSS to hold it down. Now, up a bit on economy. VALOR just not able to get the push off. George Droid celebrating here on the wall. Looks like a static is placed by this B-wall along with some trips to block off a push. If I had to guess, VALOR's going to go for maybe an A push here. Looks like BnSS anticipating a gym push. Might get caught off guard. We have 4 Tauruses here from VALOR. Only Oriflaty has a Spectral. Looking at the stats, both teams relatively even, with BnSS just a little bit down on score. VALOR will be uncontested on A if they choose to push down. They do open up this front door. No one on BnSS is upstairs. Red just straight pushing through, not even worrying about the crouch. Jinx by Isha, George Droid, all in the point here. Looks like actually VALOR will be going for B hatch. Maybe they'll go for a full drop. Oh, I hope they go for a full drop here. That would make my day. Yup, they're forming up for it. Team Spirit is none the wiser. There's all these VALOR players dropping down. Crimson does take out 2 of these players. He also takes out a teammate. Oh no. Red gets taken out by Smokey with that Taurus. VALOR just not able to get that hatch play off. With those hatch drops, you need to scatter like roaches there, because exactly that will happen. Crimson takes out Wound with that Taurus. Straight execution. Now, with those full hatch drops, you have to, as soon as you drop, you have to scatter like roaches when the lights turn on. You really have to just spread out, get some kills off, because then you can't get naded, you can't get incend, you know. It's very important you spread out. Looks like VALOR hoping to claim the 6th round and not lose just based off of messing around, maybe. Looks like we do have BnSS trying to capitalize off this win, buying as much as they can. Team Spirit chilling by the balcony here. Looks like we did have Red go AFK. He does have a gun, though, at least. Crimson might be baiting Shower here. George Droid might take the bait. He does throw down an Incendiary. Team Spirit takes out Wound immediately. As well as Shino. I believe he took one out on the balcony and then went downstairs, took the other out on the front door. Suddenly, VALOR now in the point does take out both the players in A. Doesn't go for the plant, however. Crimson, maybe not knowing he has EMP, does get shot there by Team Spirit. No one on flank guard here as Isha looks to push through. Red doesn't even have his gun up now. Thanks by Isha. It does have an RCP, does take out Red. Red choosing to run away rather than kill him. Oriflaty takes out Team Spirit. Jinx by Isha taking out Crimson through the smoke. Oriflaty on 4 health, knowing there's someone in the smoke. These players are right next to each other. Or Flighty almost doesn't get the kill off. Smokey is actually AFK, unfortunately. Or Flighty doesn't know that. We'll see if Smokey comes back in time to clutch up the round. Looks like he probably won't, though. VALOR able to get their 6th round off here on Hideout. Smokey, if he doesn't get pushed here by Aura Flighty, will hold down a Knut, a Taurus, an Incendiary, and a Frag for his team. Looks like Aura Flighty is just going to push straight out. Now realizing he's AFK, does take him out with that RCP, not able to hold down any of that utility. Probably for the best if he's still AFK next round. Looks like he is still AFK. Might be best that he disconnects so that these players can take over the bot rather than just having a useless player over there. Just, you know, AFK rather than having someone there at least to buy. Bot Gel is here. We'll see if Bot Gel actually buys anything. Does buy a Vezin. Fantastic for his team. There's actually a player AFK over on VALOR as well. Red is AFK. Not really buying anything either. Has 13 seconds left. Looks like VALOR is going to be going for just a straight laundry push here. Meanwhile, Aura Flighty and Wound both looking to push in on front door. Uncle Bo, George Droid waiting to greet them. Bot Gel getting taken out immediately. Wound play spacing here. VALOR looking to claim this. Wound getting taken out immediately. Does take out 2 players. Aura Flighty takes out Team Spirit. Suddenly, Jinxed on a 1v3 here as he takes out Crimson. VALOR looking to just claim their 7th round and maybe finish out the night on a win. Jinxed by Isha, trying to hold down this point alone. Aura Flighty runs in, gun down, and dies. I don't know why he's running in, gun down. Chino looking to plant. Red finally back. He only has a Jesper, having to loot a gun. A great grenade there, forcing Isha out from his peak. Red one-handing an RCP, does claim Hideout for his team. Aura Flighty ran in with his gun down, just immediately got gunned down. But well done there from BnSS, claiming 3 rounds off of VALOR. Trying to really just get this off. They got some great plays off, just unfortunately weren't able to get it in the end. We'll see if there's a third. I'm not quite sure if there will be, seeing as they are down a player. Looking at the final stats here, other than the disconnect there from Smokey. Played very well on both sides. Yeah, very well on both sides, with Jinx by Isha 12-8, Aura Flighty 13-9. Tailing off from there, most of these VALOR members having at least 6 kills. And at least 5 over on BnSS. Looks like maybe they'll be switching up the teams here, if I'm not mistaken. With Red switching over to BnSS's side. And VALOR going down to only 4 players. Not quite sure what the plan is here. They may... Not quite sure. Looks like there will be a third, but the teams are mixed up a little bit. I think I'm just going to remove these tags here. Not quite sure. Oh, they're doing team captains here, it looks like. Getting some team names from a third party here. I'm at their mercy with what they choose to make the teams. Looks like Team 1 is going to be Wacky Ducks. Team 2... Team 2 is going to be Tiny Desk Fart. Sounds good to me. Alrighty. Looks like we have Tiny Desk Fart on offense first. Quacky Ducks on defense here. An odd mix of players. 2 VALOR members over on Quacky Ducks. 2 VALOR members over on Tiny Desk Fart with a tryout as well, I believe. Looks like Tiny Desk Fart is going to be going in from upstairs. Maybe going in from assembly here. Crimson, Shino, Uncle Bo, Aura Flighty, and George Droid maybe just pushing in from assembly. Red already down very low, getting chased by Smokey. Smokey just kills Red off immediately. Looks like we're going to have a 4-person assembly drop here. Going to follow Crimson in with that Taurus and see how it works. Crimson not falling in with the rest of his team. Wound getting pushed immediately by Aura Flighty, not able to get it off. Shino getting the kill off with the Taurus. Crimson pushing into A, trying to get a cheeky kill off on any defenders. Does get the... Actually, Wound gets the kill off there. Uncle Bo gets the refrag for his teammate. Shino missing with that Taurus, not able to get any kills off there. Missing again, does take out Team Spirit finally. Now Smokey alone, shooting Red's body. Still in the front lobby. Not quite sure what we're going for here. Smokey just pushing upstairs, not having a care in the world, it seems. Tiny Desk Fart about to get their first point here for pistol rounds. Quacky Ducks, unfortunately, just going down. Smokey the Twink impersonating a certain dictator of ancient times. Smokey pushing through, getting killed by Uncle Bo. Tiny Desk Fart going a leg up on Quacky Ducks. Really just getting this off. We'll see what Tiny Desk Fart cooks up for their next play here. EMP is just going to be tossed out. I think they're just going to go for kills straight up. Just going to be an interesting time here. Going for a Canut, going for a Taurus here. Smokey probably just going to be holding down 2 incendiaries. If I had to guess, he's just going to be on a bit of a tear there with 2 incendiaries. I would be too. Very fun time there. Team Spirit heading upstairs to try to guard the hatch. Looks like, I'm guessing it's going to be a full hatch drop. Full hatch drop here from Tiny Desk Fart. Team Spirit is upstairs. Probably doesn't realize both Shino and Aura Flighty are outside that window. We'll see if he can get off the kill. Shino might get killed here, actually. Going for the swing in. Team Spirit does get the kill off on Shino, but Aura Flighty does out-movement him. Looks like Crimson does get the kill off there, chasing the player into bathroom here. Crimson kills Wound and Jinx by Isha. Suddenly, Aura Flighty play spacing there, taking out Red. Now Smokey stuck in B point. Not even having his incendiaries, down to just a Jesper. He does have 1 incendiary, just trying to walk himself off. Bit of a limp throw there. Not quite sure what to do. Heading to box. Crimson here. Does miss. Trying to box him out here. Goes for the Jesper. Well done by these players. I think I'm gonna do a little trolling of my own here. Interesting, interesting. Please hold, folks. I think I'm gonna do something real quick. Seems my delay has gone away. Interesting, interesting. Wacky Ducks and Tiny Deskfart battling it out here on both sides, trying to just claim some points off. My delay has disappeared. Suddenly, these two teams are able to snipe each other if they really wanted to. Almost no delay. They really can do whatever they want here. Team Spirit setting up with some trips. We have George Droid, Uncle Bo Mingle up on the roof here. Shino lining up on the hatch. Team Spirit waiting for him here with an Huracan. Yep, Shino lining up on the window. Team Spirit ready with that Huracan. Shino might get trip mined out here if he isn't careful. Shino lining up on the window. Team Spirit ready to take him out. Does get the kill off. Gets flung there by that trip mine. Looks like we have Aura Flighty getting incendiaried there. Jinx by Isha taking out Crimson and Aura Flighty. Wound taking out George Droid. Suddenly, Uncle Bo Mingle alone. Tiny Deskfart having to hold down the fort here. Smokey does miss the shot there on Uncle Bo. Well done by these players. Let's see. Looks like we do have Quacky Ducks able to claim a round there off of Tiny Deskfart. Looks like Tiny Deskfart is going to be maybe going for the off-meta push here onto A. Who knows what they'll do with this. Remove delay, though. Looks like we do have two trip mines set up here by Team Spirit. George Droid, AFK, it seems. Uncle Bo Mingle watching upstairs, see if anyone comes upstairs. Looks like Quacky Ducks, a lot of roamers. Crimson, Aura Flighty, and Shino all looking to push into B. Or maybe A from Hatch. George Droid, AFK, Crimson taking advantage of the moment there. Crimson pushing in upstairs, trying to just kill anyone who roams, heading down, foaming the hatch, straight into storage. Team Spirit's gonna get killed immediately, pushing through into B. Jinx by Isha trying to come through, getting the kill there off of Crimson and Aura Flighty, pushing in with Red behind him. Uncle Bo pushing through, doesn't get the kill off there, incendiaried now. George Droid getting killed by Red through the door blocker. Suddenly Shino is alone on this back hallway, pushing through on A. Jinx by Isha peeking through, trying to get the kill there on Shino. Both of these players trying to get the kill off the other, unawares. Smokey might steal the kill here if he just drops down from assembly. Shino did hear some footsteps, so he chose outside to try to see if there's anyone there. Looks like we do have just these players pinging quite a bit. We have Shino trying to come out on the back of assembly and get this off. He's cloaked up, so maybe taking this just a little bit seriously. Along with Red, trying to info peek. Shino does get the kill there on Red. Jinx now knows where he's coming from. Looks like Jinx by Isha trying to get some info peeks off here on Shino. Shino does get the kill off. Tiny Desk Fart leading 4-1 here into Switch. Well done here from Tiny Desk Fart. Quacky Ducks is going to have to pull off a miracle here to get off some rounds. Looks like we do have Tiny Desk Fart going for a soft buy here. Actually dropping a player, it looks like. Looks like we did have... George Droid, I believe, disconnect. Looks like we have both these players having some having some disagreements here. Looks like Shino is looking to push through on the back of B. There is no defensive utility down, so Quacky Ducks will have to hold these points on their own. Bot Wesley looking to push straight into Jen. Hopefully he gets some kills off here for his team. Shino and Uncle Bo looking to push through. Jinx by Isha taking out Crimson immediately. Team Spirit taking out Aura Flighty. Wesley pushing in and dying. Uncle Bo taking out Jinx by Isha. So we do have Team Spirit trying to push up through the smoke here. Uncle Bo holding it down for his team, turning his back. Getting taken out there by the triple push. Quacky Ducks, 2-4 now. Well done by Quacky Ducks. Now on offense. Quacky Ducks now 2-4 on offense. They'll have some catching up to do here, but it's not really out of the question. They could really get it off. Especially with Tiny Desk Fart down a player. We have Shino in storage. Most of these players in storage right now. Meanwhile, Quacky Ducks actually looking to push in from front door from A. Also having, it looks like, Smokey all the way in the back corner with the EMP. Talking to himself here, maybe jamming to some music. He has 2 incendiaries as well, so his team is going to have to really try to get this off. Aura Flighty with the Taurus along with Shino. Aura Flighty looking to maybe just push straight through, leaning around here. Actually going for Hatch here. Crimson doing a great roam guard there, not knowing there's another player. Let's get a hit off there on Team Spirit. Having to hold this on his own. Wound does get hit there. Team Spirit blowing the wall, trying to take him out. Getting double push there. Crimson does get taken out, but he does take down a player while he's at it. Bot Wesley, knowing there's someone there, probably going to get taken over. Team Spirit pushing straight through. Dying to Uncle Bo. Does take out. Wound does take out Aura Flighty and Shino. Out in the hallway here. Wound alone inside A point. Almost getting wall banged out. Looks like we have Jinx trying to lure Smokey out of the corner because he has EMP and incendiaries, but it looks like it's just not happening. Wound does take out Bot Wesley. Now it is just Shino alone in the building with Wound. Wound is in the connector. You would think he was the defender, by the way. Shino's pushing into this point. Very quietly coming through here. Tiny Desk Art can afford to wait. If only they knew EMP was all the way on the other side of the building. Looks like finally Smokey did disconnect. Bot Dan ripe for the picking for these Quacky Ducks players to just cinch this round off. They do take over here. Still 50 seconds. Bot being taken over here. Shino not knowing Wound is about to come out of that connector. Knowing Jinx by Isha and Team Spirit are both out here. Missing all of his shots there. Wound getting the ace off for his team. Both teams now down a player, evening up the playing field a little bit. There are 2 Valor members on both teams still, with 1 tryout as well. Quacky Ducks now 3-4 here. Looks like we do have most of these players chilling upstairs trying to guard the hatch. Meanwhile, Quacky Ducks looks to just not be bothering with it at all. Team Spirit, bit of a slow start here, trying to come up. Looks like we do have another Valor member coming on to the field here. Ice Beast from Valor coming on to Quacky Ducks now. 3 Valor members over on Quacky Ducks, only 2 over on Tiny Despot, maybe tipping the odds here. Crimson does get a kill off there on Wound, but Ice Beast takes him out as well. Red pushing through on the point here, trying to get some hits off, somehow not taking damage to that Incendiary. Does get wallbanged there. Red opening the wall up, Shino getting taken down there. Aura Flighty patiently waiting on the counter. Ice Beast trying to push through, getting taken out there by Aura Flighty, not checking his corners. Aura Flighty tries to get more kills off there. Uncle Bo taking out Jinx by Isha as Isha takes out Aura Flighty. Suddenly Team Spirit alone. And sees Uncle Bo, but just doesn't get the kill off there. Tiny Desk Fart now 5-3. Now 5-3 here. Up 2 rounds on round 9. Pretty good way to start out. Wound going 12-5 here, over a 2.0 for his team. Tailing off a little bit from there with Jinx by Isha pretty close behind. Shino, Crimson, Uncle Bo all within about 1 of each other, with Aura Flighty bringing up the rear with 6-6. However, Bot Wesley at 0-3 really needs to just pick up his weight here. He needs to hold the fort down for his team. Wesley, you're supposed to be, supposed to be on Triangle Factor. You gotta really hold this point down for your team, man. Looks like we have Ice Beast and Red coming up to the roof here. We have Shino in Gen trying to hold it down for his team. Ice Beast forming up here. Shino up on testing behind the blue box there with the Taurus. Might be able to get the kill off here if he can. Leaning around the box here. See if he can get it off. Ice Beast having some blind fire trying to go off. Wound killing Uncle Bo here. Wesley trying to go into Gen. Aura Flighty taking out Team Spirit with an Incendiary. Jinx by Isha taking out Shino. Looks like it's only Bot Wesley and Mr. Aura Flighty in the point here. Shino does take over Bot Wesley. Aura Flighty and Shino both chilling outside that wall. If Ice Beast just turned, he could wallbang them. Ice Beast pushing into the point here. Aura Flighty taking out Ice Beast with a great Knut shot there. Jinx by Isha in the point along with Wound. Shino is flanking. We'll see if Wound can get the flank kill off if he have his gun up. He does not have his gun up. Shino does take him out with the Knut. Jinx by Isha now alone against these 2 Knut users. Getting info peeked out here by Shino. Does get the kill off. Suddenly it's just Aura Flighty and Isha alone. Looks like we do have Aura Flighty doing some info peeks here. Jinx by Isha getting a little close for comfort, I would say. To that Knut, I don't think you really want to do that. Pushing up. He just got way too close, I feel like, to Aura Flighty. Bit of a misplay there from Quacky Ducks. Now Tiny Desk Fart 6-3. Unfortunately, looks like Quacky Ducks has to get 4 rounds in a row here in order to get it off, but 3 Valor players on that team. We'll see if they can do it. There are still 2 Valor players over on Tiny Desk Fart able to get that round off. Suddenly, Quacky Ducks, their economy is not looking great. Meanwhile, over on Tiny Desk Fart, it looks like they have 3 Canuts, an RCP, and a Taurus from Shino. Really trying to just hold this point down. Looks like they will be forming up on the hatch, maybe. Red up on the roof. Curious what Quacky Ducks is going to try to pull here to get this round off. We do have Crimson here in bathroom, waving at Ice Beast. Let's see if they have some conflict here. Crimson now waiting by that window. 3 people on the gravel now. Crimson pretty far from bathroom. Does have Red and Ice Beast both push in. Red pushing in with that Taurus. A great incendiary there from Aura Flighty, as well as some trips. Crimson takes out Red with a trip. Shino takes out Jinx by Isha with a Taurus. Red Wound deciding to rotate over to Assembly, it looks like. Team Spirit still upstairs watching this door blocker. Shino about to open up, unawares that he's just opened up to his doom. Team Spirit still on the hatch. Crimson trying to get some shots off there. He whiffs with the Canut, unfortunately. Team Spirit does get killed there. Wound looking to push through on War Room here. Taking out Mr. Aura Flighty. Crimson hearing the drop. Probably trying to push down onto Wound. Wound only has an RCP here. Surprised Crimson hasn't dropped to try to push him. Wound taking out 2 of these players now. Crimson trying to... If Wound can get this off, it'd be a great win. He is at 37. A generational whiff there from Wound, unfortunately. Getting the 3K, but not able to get the kill off. That buffed Canut just able to take out from a distance. Well done from these 2 teams. Tiny Desk Fart able to claim it out, with Quacky Ducks just not able to get it off. Well done from both these teams. Glad I was able to watch it. Well done from both these teams. Looking at the final stats, other than the people who are missing, Wound going 17-7, Jinx going 10-8. Crimson not far behind, 11-8. Aura Flighty 10-7. Well done from both these teams. You know, the first 2 maps of this scrim going in Valor's favor, but that last map, I feel like it kind of tipped either way. Either way, I'm glad to have been able to watch it. This has been Plague Doctor, recently becoming a VRML caster. I hope you all have a great rest of your night. Goodbye.